Yes.
Okay, great. So I will demonstrate the new clone API, which is a new API and a controller which allows you to clone a VM into a new VM. Yeah, so that's it. Let me just share my screen. All right, so I will begin with creating a source VM. This is just a regular VM. I defined a bunch of labels up there, but I'll talk about them a little bit later. But essentially, it's just a regular VM. And we can see it's starting. Okay. Now let's look at the clone manifest, and I will give a brief overview. So basically, this is the manifest. Just a second. Something happened here. Okay, so this is the clone manifest. So I'll go over it real quick. So first of all, we're defining the source and target. Currently, the only types supported are virtual machines. We plan to support more types in the future, but I will talk about it later. So we provide the name of the target VM, which is optional. And later, we're defining label filters. These are basically to express which labels do you want to strip out and which labels do you want to keep for the target VM. They are pretty similar to regular expressions with some more restrictions, but yeah, it's very similar to regular expressions. And we have the same filters for annotations, which I'm not going to demo, but it's the exact same filters. Then we have the new MAC addresses. This is basically a map between the name of the interface and the new MAC address that we want to assign to the target VM. And finally, we have the new SMBios serial. And again, the same thing. We can choose which serial we want to the target VM. Okay, so now let's create a clone. We can see that it succeeded. And we can see that the target VM is created. Now let's start it. And we can see it's up and running. Now let's inspect the manifest. Okay, so as we can see, the right labels were copied. Just a second. Okay, these are the original labels from the original VM. And I will show the label filters again. So basically, we expressed that we want everything by default. This is the first filter, a wildcard. And then we don't want what starts with Kubernetes IO, and we don't want Kubernetes IO, then something else, but we do want everything with Kubernetes IO, then something different. And you can see these are the labels that were kept in the target. Moreover, if we go a bit down in the manifest, we can see that the MAC address was assigned, the same one that you asked for, and the firmware serial is also applied, which is great. So now I'm going to delete the clone in the target VM. And then what I'm going to do is basically clone the VM, but move away all the optional fields from the spec. And the idea is to show you that basically we wanted sensible difference for everything. So you would just be able to say, I want to clone this VM, and I don't care about all the other details, just do whatever needs to be done. Okay, so let's assign an empty name here. And then move away the label filters entirely. And move away all the other settings. And basically, if you look at the manifest now, it's basically saying, take this VM and clone it without any further specs. So we will do so. And once again, we can see the clone has finished. The VM is created. You can see already that it's generated some auto-generated name for it. But we will now inspect the manifest again. And now you can see by default, we basically copy all of the labels to the target, which I think is a sensible default. And the MAC address is a new MAC address, not something that we assigned. It took care of that. And the firmware serial is stripped out from the target. Yeah, so basically, this is the new cloning API. Another thing that I want to say that in the future, one of the immediate roadmaps for this controller is to being able to support snapshots as the source type. This will give us the opportunity to basically make golden VMs. For example, the user can make a VM, install some stuff, create some files or whatever, and then take a snapshot, remove the VM, and then this snapshot can serve as a bookmark VM, template VM, golden image, however you want to call it. And then it could be can serve as a base for later creating more VMs and choosing what exactly do we want to strip out on the target. Another thing that we want to support in the future is also cloning VMIs, not just VMs, and also supporting cloning between different namespaces. Yeah, so this was my demo. If you have any questions.
Hey, Itamar, great demo. I just wanted to ask for a little more details. Is there any plans to support kind of like direct clone of persistent storage, maybe using CDI? I'm also wondering how this works when a VM has a data volume template section.
Right. So basically, this is under the hood. It's based on restore and snapshot controllers. So these controllers can deal with DV templates and can deal with pretty much everything. So I guess the answer is whatever they support, cloning API would be able to support, at least for now.
Okay, cool.
All right, thank you so much. You have one more question, and we'll give you 30 seconds. There's, can I clone a VM but get blank disk?
So currently not, but I don't see a reason why we can't support it in the future. Yeah, I guess that again, since it's it's based on snapshot and restores, mostly what's supported is what's supported in the restore mechanism. But I think that we can add this in the future, yes.
All right, very nice.